What's going on? Welcome back to Real World Tool Reviews. And it's been a long day. It's been a beautiful day. And I've really been enjoying myself. Changed the oil in both of the vehicles today. It was beautiful and sunny. Still is. It feels like the first day of spring, really. I feel like I've said that before in the recent videos, but man, it's beautiful. And I love to change the oil in the truck, change the oil in my wife's Volkswagen for the first time today. I love doing that on a nice day, when the sun's shining, and then, I'll open it up and let the oil drain. I like to let every drop drain out, if I have time. So I'll go for a run while that's happening, and I'll get back and finish it up. But today I ran into some snags, and it was great to have some good stuff. And I want to just do kind of a little update on some of the tools that I've bought recently. So this is called Real World Tool Reviews. That's the name of our channel. And I'm going to do a review on some of the things that I just bought over the last several months. I changed the oil in the Volkswagen Tiguan today. That's my wife's car. And I bought this set around Christmas time. This is the DeWalt set. It comes in a case like this. Like I have this bit. I've bought damn near all of these sets just because they're so convenient. They click together. This bit set I took out though, and so it just sits in my box. This 3/8 Torx and Allen set, and I've just been super happy with it. Working on Volkswagen, you got a lot of Torx. Triple squares too, but a lot of Torx. I haven't even used any of these Allens yet. Truthfully, I think the only sockets that I've used out of this set are the 20, the 25, and the 40. But so far, so good. I've put them on an impact a couple times, but changing the oil in that Volkswagen, you've got to take a lot of Torx screws out because you got to take this whole big plastic cover off the bottom, and there's a lot of Torx screws, and that's where this guy comes in. This is the old Milwaukee M12 impact wrench, brushed impact gun. This thing has been just like a great little zippy. There's a bunch of screws to take this cover off. They were T25s. You throw this on there. It's got the stupid hog ring. Sometimes it's hard to get them on. But anyway, it just zips them off really good. And it doesn't have enough power to where you really have to worry about breaking one of these. It's very, it's not a super powerful impact, but it's just great for, I like the narrow shape of it. The ergonomics of these fit my hand really good. And just for zipping stuff off, this is a really great impact. And I paid $60 for it on Amazon. I looked it up on Amazon before this video started, and they have it for $100, which I would not recommend this for $100. But if you can get it I've seen it for 60, 50, $40 on Amazon, and they have deals still sometimes at Home Depot for this old guy. But this is a great little impact so far for me, just for zipping stuff off. Now, so if that's all you need, then that's all you need. And if I have on several occasions run into something that this just won't take off, and I will, I always have, in that case, a ratchet. Most of the time it's this snap-on, which we've talked about plenty of times. The long snap-on ratchet is just It's just the best, and it's going to go in the video. I was using it. So anyway, I'm changing the oil, taking off all those Torx screws, and then the drain plug itself was the T40, and it. Sorry, let me need to adjust this microphone. I hope I haven't had any weird sound issues. My microphone was flapping around. But anyways, T40. Put it on this ratchet. For the Volkswagen, just a hand ratchet works the best. I did use this for a couple things, but just to take that drain plug off, regular old ratchet is the way to go. And while I was doing it, you can feel my pain if you have been through stuff like this before. It was the first time I had taken this drain plug out, and it was the first time I changed the oil in a Volkswagen. Now, I had changed the oil in vehicles before that used these kind of aluminum crush washers, but when I went to buy the oil and oil filter and stuff for this car, I went to O'Reilly's, and the guy in there was like, "Oh, you're so dumb." I got the stuff, and I was like, "Hey, I know that those things use crush washers, and I would like to have one because I think you're supposed to replace them all the time, but I don't want to be without it in case I need it." And he was like, we don't. He was looking at it, what year? Well, and he didn't know. I just think he didn't even want to look for it, is what it was, So anyway, he was like, "Oh, we don't have it. I can sell you this different drain plug." And I was like, "No, I don't want a different drain plug. I want the one that I know works. I don't want to start fooling around with different drain plugs. I wanted this damn washer." But anyway, he was too dumb, and he just couldn't do it. So I walked out of there and proceeded to start changing the oil at my house without a replacement washer. I figured, well, maybe I can reuse the one that's there. Wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. You take that drain plug out, and you try to use, this is all smushed, flat, after you use it, and you try to reuse it. I poured about half the oil that I needed to pour in there after I had drained it and put the plug back in using the old washer, and looked at it, and sure enough, after a minute or two, a little drop started forming. So I knew I needed a washer. So I drove to Napa, and those guys knew exactly what I was talking about. They went straight to the back and got it, and it was a great experience. So in my case, Napa, way better than O'Reilly's. But it just depends on where you live and which Napa and O'Reilly's you have. But this one, you go into these auto parts stores, and it just depends on whether you get a guy who knows anything or you just get the dumbest guy in the world. So anyway, I had to get that washer, come back, drain the new oil that I just put in back in to the bottle, to the jug, which was a pain. I did it without making a huge mess, but I did make a little bit of a mess. Hence this right here. But anyway, I had to drain it into the jug, go through the whole process again. I bought a few of these so that next time I won't have this problem. And off I went. So anyway, it all worked out. It wasn't too bad, While that was all going on, I still had my truck. I went and got that. Then I changed the oil in the truck. And when I changed the oil in the truck, this tool right here really, really was sweet. Now, I've always just used this ratchet. Sometimes I've used a wrench, but most of the time I use this ratchet with a 5/8 socket on it. That's what my drain plug uses. But since I have this fancy snap-on here, which I have greased the head in, when I got this and put it in that video, somebody commented that it sounded like it needed some grease, and it did. under this boot, there's a place where you can grease it, just like a regular ratchet. It's kind of an open style, kind of like those old school ratchets used to be, but this thing is an absolute beast. So the way you do stuff with it is you break something loose. It works just like a regular ratchet, you know, manually. And then once you got it broken loose, you can back it off. And with that drain plug, it's super nice because, you know, you get your pan underneath and everything, break it loose, and then just zip that drain plug out, and then you're draining, and it's like super, super convenient rather than, you know, with this, it's like you get it loose and then you're backing it out with this, and then the back drags where you can't really do it. Then you start spinning out with your hand, and oil's kind of like, you know, it's no big deal. I've done it a bunch of times, but man, having this thing, really, really awesome. And this one is it's just a cut above this one. This is my Milwaukee. Now, if you're just like a DIYer like me, this thing is fine. It really is. But this is the old brushed Milwaukee one. I've had it for a little while. But when I ran across this deal on the snap-on screw gun and ratchet, I just had to get it. But the Milwaukee's still good. I'm going to do a kind of maybe like a little bit of a torque test, speed test and stuff, just to see how something like super fancy like snap-on matches up to, you know, Milwaukee stuff. I know a lot of people use Milwaukee professionally, so it's definitely still good stuff, but I'm a fan of the snap-on. And it really came in handy for me today. The other tool that I want to just briefly mention that I'm also going to do a comparison with is this screw gun. Now, I didn't use this screw gun today, but I figured since I'm talking about this ratchet, I'm going to use this screw gun. I'm going to talk about the screw gun too for a second. This right here is just the bomb. And I've been using it all the time for all my regular maintenance man stuff. And I have this magnetic thing on it so I can stick it on a unit. It's air conditioner time now. And, you know, stick this on a condensing unit or whatever. Won't go anywhere. You zip off all those screws on condensing unit or a air handler, and you put all the screws on this magnetic boot, and it's just super sweet, super sweet. Forward, reverse, whatever you got to do. Hang stuff on the wall. I got to drill a little hole, put it in speed 2. It's fast, it's powerful, and it is super comfortable to use. Gives you a ton of control. Put it in speed 1, and it's got really good torque settings. I don't know what else to say other than, like, I mean, you use this thing and it's like it gives you can just look at that, just, and then it's just like a crazy amount of control for a gun. And I'm going to do some comparisons. I'm going to do a comparison video with this Bosch, which has been my all-time favorite little screw gun. And I still love this thing. And I think for different reasons, each one of these is awesome. But I'm going to do an in-depth comparison video of these two tools. And we're going to do kind of like a power, speed, ergonomics, overall score of this. And kind of show you the differences between what I think are the two best screw guns on the market. So anyway, throw that in the pile. I don't know what all this video is about other than it's a nice day and I'm addicted to tools, and hopefully you guys are sharing the addiction and are enjoying this video. This is a little tip. Keep a little jar of cat litter in your shop if you if you do oil changes a lot, or if you just, you could do it where it's okay if you spill a little bit of oil. But I like to do it on my driveway, concrete driveway, and I've gotten really good at doing it without getting oil on the driveway. But today I fumbled with the oil filter, and in a Ford F-150, mine's a 2008. If you have one around that time, the oil filter is in a really stupid, annoying place, and it's just super hard to get it out without spilling some oil. And I put a tarp under it and everything, but it's still just, you know how it is. But pour some cat litter on there, rub it in there with a piece of wood, sweep it up, you're good to go. So, but yeah, this set right here, T10 through T45, it can be bought on Amazon for probably, I bought it for like $25 around the holidays. It might be a little more, but it's a good buy. It's got some Allens here too. A lot of your most common Allens, 4 through 8 millimeter and 5/16, 5/32 through 5/16. So on the metric and standard, great little set. All the most common bit sockets you're going to use right here. So, and the last thing that we'll talk about is if you need a good set of oil filter pliers, I would highly recommend the Channel Locks. These are the smaller ones, and I actually like these because in my truck, you can get them down in there where you need to go, and I'm just bad about over tightening the oil filter. One time I didn't do it tight enough, and it leaked on me, and ever since then I've just cranked it on there, and it's just what I do, and I can get this down in there, and get in a tight spot, and it'll still fit around a big oil filter. I do want to get the bigger set just because it'll be a little better, And the other thing that you can do with these is you can put them on stuff like this, like these type of basket nuts and stuff like that. They'll fit on these. So there's a little tip for you if you ever have to do a sink basket and you need something. Beats doing the old flathead and hammer trick. So anyway, this is one of those videos that isn't really about anything other than me using tools that I bought, and I could never buy Snap-on tools or anything like that without the support of you guys on the YouTube channel. That gives me a little bit of extra money to put towards tools, and I got a good deal on these Snap-ons, but they still weren't cheap. So anyway, drop a comment if you've been doing anything fun in your driveway or whatever now that the weather's getting nice. Y'all let me know what y'all been up to, and anything that you want to see. But yeah, look for some comparison videos between the Snap-on stuff and like the Milwaukee stuff and the Bosch stuff. I'm really looking forward to doing the comparison between these two guys. So that'll be coming up. So anyway, thanks for watching.